debit call from...
It's me for just a minute. I've been moved to Omaha.
An inmate at the Douglas County Jail. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, hang up or press 1. To prevent calls from this facility, press 9. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. For more information about our privacy policy, please visit www.connectnetwork.com. After the beep, press 5 to accept this call. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. Stay on the line to accept this call. Thank you for using GTL.
I don't consent to the recording of this call. Is there anything I need to know?
Yes. So your USB key arrived. I copied everything off of it so I would have a copy of it. I made a new directory called Rudy, and then I think I put the date, like 11/05/18. I put in your wife's statement before she surrendered herself to an Alabama prison. I put in a very good DeMaya brief, if that's interesting to you. And
Yes.
okay. And there might be one other thing I put on there, but I can't recall what it is. But in any event, that's headed back to you. It went in the mail today. I did get your letter with your pre-sentencing investigation report. I did not publish page 2. And there was a couple of other places that you identified that you did not want to go public because it had personal address information. And I did have another question. So that's up on your webpage. If anybody wants to see your pre-sentence investigative report, that's up on your webpage. You did send me one other thing, though. Not only the Bible study that you did, but I don't think I posted that. I don't know if you wanted that to be posted. And then there was, it was like you were doing that with the chaplain. And there was another set of papers, and I don't have it in front of me, Mike, but I forget what that was. It looked like a petitioner of court or something, but I didn't publish that.
Okay, there's 2 pages front and back that are UCC information that I've written it in such a way it basically identifies what to do, but it's got information in there that you don't do. I kind of done it that way intentionally so that when I'm putting this stuff together that I don't get harassed. But anyway, if you can send that up north, and if any of the guys behind the wire, if you think can benefit from it, please share it with them, because ultimately, this is a corporation posing as government, I look forward to seeing what happens here after tomorrow. But the reality is that massive amount of people, in my opinion, I believe, that they are waking up and that they are fed up with being screwed with, and that they are ready to stand up and take responsibility. They want to be left the heck alone by this corporation posing as government, and I think the people are ready to take responsibility and take back this country. And I think the Democrats and the sociopaths, like the Luciferian types down there in Georgia, I think they're going to have their hats handed to them after tonight. Unless people, walk away from the polls and let these inside deep state operatives, rig the tabulation. And that's how they steal these elections. They rig the tabulations. Microvote, that's how they did it in the election that I was in. The Microvote owner of the company said, all they've got to do is pull up the right page and type in the results, and if the election commission doesn't verify it and assumes it's right, then they can certify, and that's right. That's what it is. So.
Yeah, I just found the papers that I did not publish. It's called Petitioner by Special Appearance Only. There's a front and a back. And then there's also a piece of paper that says Notice of Condition Precedent. And that looks like maybe 3 pages front and back, making 6 pages total. So all that should go up north?
Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. The Notice of Condition Precedents is something I created, and the other is another notice. Those are my documents that I created that they're welcome to look at and use if they can. They'll probably understand it when they read it. But it's giving notice of your condition, your status as a live man. You're not a corporate fiction. You're not subject to the jurisdiction. You're not a U.S. citizen, which makes you subject to. The other document I mentioned at the top of it, it says UCC info.
Oh, Mike, I just remembered what else I sent you. So the Universal Supreme Court website is offline, but there's a thing called the Wayback Machine. I went back and I saved every single page on what used to be the Universal Supreme Court webpage, and so you're going to be getting like an old snapshot of it when that USB key comes back to you.
Great.
Okay, but finish your thought. Finish your thought on what you wanted me to send. I'm not clear. So what were you talking about? About you identifying some papers?
The two documents that are my notification condition proceedings. Those things you can share with the guys behind the wire and.
Can I put on the web? Can I put on the web page if I block out?
Yes.
I'll block out your home address. I'll block out your home address. Okay.
Well, my home address isn't on there.
On the notice of condition of precedent, it says Michael Parsons, and then I put a piece of electrical tape off over a highway. I don't want to read it. I don't want to read it because I'd have to edit this audio, but it does have an address, which I thought was your home address.
The 9160 address?
Yeah.
No,
that's not your home address. Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, so you don't care? Well, I've already blacked it out. It doesn't matter if I black it out, right? Nobody. Okay.
Yeah, the 444 is the address that needs to be blacked out, and if you see that on the thing, the pre-sentence report, that's what needs to be blacked out.
Yeah, if I blacked that. I blocked out all the places you said to block out. So okay. So anyway, I've got this. So I'm going to publish. I'm going to publish on your webpage. By special appearance only petitioner, and I'm going to publish the notice of condition precedents. Is there any other thing I need to be aware of or looking for that I didn't get or I didn't mention?
If you want to share that UCC information with people behind the wire and the people up north. Also, I got the letter from you that was an email sent from Bradley. And I'm just curious if Dorothy got it, because when I talked to her the other day, she didn't act like she never said anything about it.
Okay, I don't know. I hope Bradley is speaking to Dorothy, but I don't know for sure. Did you speak to Bradley? Because he had a bunch of stuff to tell me, and I was at a big flea market, and I said, it's better if you just send me an email and I can read it to Mike, or better if you just talk to Mike directly. But he was concerned about... Yeah, I talked to him the other day, and I got that letter that you sent from him. Oh, good.
Is there any information from Mrs. P?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Also, Mike, when you say the UCC document, that's going over my head, man. I don't know what's
going over your head.
When you talk about the UCC document, I don't know what you mean by that.
You've got a 2-page document in that stack of information. At the very top, it says UCC information. Handwritten. It's handwritten. It says UCC information.
It says petitioner by special appearance only, Ambassador Michael Parsons of the Sovereign Tilshire Court.
No, that's not it.
Wow.
Not it. Never mind. I'll make you another copy and send it to you.
Okay.
If
all right.
It's not there, somebody's gone through it. But
they may have.
One thing I wanted to mention.
Okay.
Everybody needs to look up the word charter in Black's Law Dictionary. Okay, they need to read that because the United States Constitution that you're familiar with is not a constitution. It is a charter. And then you need to look up Charter of Rights. The Charter of Rights is a constitutional or statutory instrument that establishes fundamental legal rights, especially civil liberties, for the citizens in the country where it has effect. It is the creation of your rights. Your rights come from your creator, not from a man-made corporation. What you're looking at is a charter. So anybody that says you need to sign up to be a citizen, if you want to enslave yourself, go for it. That's what that 14th Amendment does. And that's what that number 15 that I'm pointing out in it frees you of. But this other charter, they need to read it.
Very good. I do have a thought to share.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Go ahead.
Well, there's a big debate going on right now about whether we should even vote or participate in the system, because everybody knows that it's an evil system, all run by the Federal Reserve. The money's fake, and that voting in an evil system doesn't make any sense. Let's say you should just pull out from the system. My only concern with that is I know men that have pulled out from the system. The Montana Freeman, Ed Brown, Eddie Ray Kane. When you pull out from the system, they target you and they try to kill you and put you in prison. If you try to pull out and not participate, you become, they will take all your stuff. I'm not saying that's bad. I mean, maybe
go tonight to the Election Commission office and watch the tabulation. That's where the robbery will occur. If they're going to steal the election, they're going to do it with a keystroke while you're not looking. If you're standing over them, watching them with a video camera, and you have the right to do that, it's going to be hard for them to do it, and they're not likely to do it. But if you're sitting on your couch watching the TV, when you should be down there when they start tabulating this stuff right now is when you got to be down there with your video.
Thank you for using GTL. Hello. This is a prepaid debit call from...
It's me for just a minute. I've been moved to Omaha.
An inmate at the Douglas County Jail. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, hang up or press 1. To prevent calls from this facility, press 9. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. For more information about our privacy policy, please visit www.connectnetwork.com. After the beep, press 5 to accept this call. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. Stay on the line to accept this call. Thank you for using GTL.
I don't consent to the recording of this call. I just wanted to do a follow-up. Obviously, everyone knows that in a constitutional republic where the people are the sovereigns, they are the creators, and the bureaucrats are there to protect our rights, not to regulate and control us. Under a charter, which is what they've got right now since the Civil War, it says, number 1, an instrument that establishes a body politic or other organization or that grants rights, liberties, or powers to its citizens or members. There's what you're dealing with. If you want to realize what you're dealing with, that's why you think you've got constitutional rights, but you don't. What you've got is a charter which issues your liberties and takes them from you at will. It's like a magician. It's like Humpty Dumpty sitting on the wall. He determines whatever the definition of what the word that he says is. He's the master of the words. They're the master of the words. They are manufacturing definitions on the fly to their benefit. So it doesn't matter if you're, objecting to it, as long as you claim to be their subject citizen, you're a subject citizen, a slave. I choose not to be a subject citizen or a slave. And I hope those people that are standing out there voting will continue to do whatever they feel led to do. But at the end of the day, until we stand up and take back what's rightfully ours, our freedom, our liberty, our families are in danger from tyrants that would take away your very God-given right to exist.
Amen, amen. Hey, Mike, go ahead if you have any additional thoughts, but I wanted to share with you, I just put a comment on a YouTube video regarding this idea of whether we should participate in voting and participate in the system.
Right. Well, one thing to remember, the government produces nothing. It only consumes and destroys the property of the people. Going back to self-governance, we can take care of ourselves, literally. We can go back to a government of the people where we stay out of each other's business and the government stays out of ours. The government's only there to engage in international trade and to, secure the borders, which we determined that, but nothing else. The government was never expected to be, it was never expected to be browbeating us to death. And realize, prior to the Civil War, nobody was in a federal prison except spies and pirates for the most part. A few people committing treason and a few people that were, AWOL. That was it. None of we the people. There was no crimes against possession of a weapon or drugs. That's the number one and number two charge in the federal system. And then the conspiracy charges, of course, when they can't prove that you've done anything, they just charge you with conspiracy. But look over the insanity of that pre-sentence report. Realize that bureaucrat that wrote that up, she must make a huge profit off of sending people to prison, because she's trying to enhance me, into a lifetime sentence effectively, and steal our farm. I mean, you look at that $250,000 fine. Guess what? The indictment did not include that 924 little a section. That was never even argued at trial. But yet they're bringing up stuff that was never argued at trial and trying to use it against me. And they're saying that, well, because the jury convicted you, anything you said must have been a lie. Well, that's not it at all. Just because the jury doesn't understand what you're talking about because they don't understand what it means to be an ambassador of the law, that doesn't mean that they don't believe what you're saying, and it's irrelevant. No one from the United States testified that I was not an ambassador. Nobody. It was the judge who took away the purview of the jury to determine that fact. And irrespective of the view of the United States government, according to their own law, irrespective of recognition by the United States, I'm not subject to their jurisdiction, according to their own law. And I'm not a subject citizen. And that's what blows their mind, because the average person is not aware of it. And, of course, they put me in a court and before a jury that they picked. That was totally false, because they didn't even follow their own statutes. Had they followed the statutes, it would have been a trial out there in the division where it occurred in, which was at West and North Platte, and it would have been a bunch of farmers out there that were Second Amendment people. And they say, what, you're accusing this guy of exercising the Second Amendment, and you want to put him in jail for life for exercising the Second Amendment? And, you found the rifle in there, what, 2.5 months after the fact? What, 8-man FBI SWAT team searching the plane, can't find a rifle 2.5 months earlier? Come on, who's lying here? It's time to wake up.
We got
anything else I need to know?
I don't know how much time we got, but I would like to share with you a comment I left if we got time.
Briefly.
Okay, all right. Well, it's not a brief. I'll tell you what, I'll print it out, Mike, and I'll mail it to you. It's just too dang long. But our prayers are with you, and I pray that we do get people to wake up all across this country. I pray that happens.
God bless. Please, everyone, please pray. You have no idea how much power you have in your prayers. That keeps me alive, gives me hope, and gives me encouragement to know that we the people will overcome this tyranny if we all stand together and defend one another. We will take back this country. Please let Mrs. P know that I love her and miss her. And anyway.
I think it's absolute satanic, and I can't think of enough negative words that they don't let you and her speak to each other directly. I mean, just the people responsible for that decision that you guys can't speak directly, there's a deep, deep hot spot in hell for those bureaucrats.
You know, we need some God-fearing lawyers to step forward that know this system, that's willing to help us fight. We're in the arena. We have no help. I mean, I have no access to legal resources to be able to know what even they're talking about when they're citing these codes in this, pre-sentence report. I don't have access to those codes, so I don't know what they're saying, and that's all by design. But if somebody could help, step up and help me go after these tyrants, hold them accountable. The Chilcote Nation has their own court. They're a sovereign nation. They're doing what any other nation would do. There was no kidnapping plot. It's just a matter of the fact that you've got tyrannical judges ignoring their own statutes and international law that can't...
You have 60 seconds remaining.
And this is not a team sport. It's just about truth. And the truth is that Walker is a criminal and Mike Donovan is a criminal, and there will come a time when their crimes are exposed and they will be held accountable, along with their backwoods minions down there that are too damn afraid to get on the Skype and speak to me face to face with his little minion self and his buddies that hide behind screen names. He's a coward. I doubt the guy's ever been in the military. If he was just a coward. He doesn't have the guts to go head on into something like my friends do. We do what has to be done. damn the skinny mule, load the wagon, let's go.
Amen, Mike. Justice will happen. There's no doubt about it. And what was done in the dark will be brought to the light. And I'm looking forward to that day.
God bless. Keep standing.
God bless you, Mike.
Till we see each other on this other side of the swire.
Amen. Amen. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for using GTL.